I. What happening? Hello, hello. Can you see me? My screen in YouTube is black. It's black. Can you guys see me? Oh, I don't know what happening. Can you guys see me in YouTube? I need somebody to tell me. I don't know why this screen in YouTube is black. Hola, hola, buenas tardes, buenas tardes. I need somebody on YouTube to tell me if you can see it. The first one here, Pau, I am ready. Okay, can you see me? Because I cannot see you. But I'm gonna do it anyway. So I need your feedback in YouTube because we're ready to go and I'm not gonna cancel this one. You look perfect. Okay, perfect. That's all I care. So YouTube, I don't see you, but you guys can see me. We are in TikTok. Hola TikTok. Oh, no, we're not yet in TikTok. Now we are in TikTok and we are in Instagram. It looks perfect, perfect. Now, shall we wait a few seconds? The outfit, by the way. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I like it. We have two themes for today. We're going to talk about how to start your day with a power act. And also, maybe we touch a little bit about solitude. One of the greatest benefit of solitude. And we live in a time where people don't have really that special time to be by themselves. And in those times of solitude is when you really grow. If you want to grow, then you need to give yourself some time by yourself. Now, let's start first with how you start your day. And from ancient times, the wise people always start their day very early in the morning. And one of the examples that we can use that we're all familiar with is with Jesus. He will get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and pray. And it was such a special time that he always said, when you pray, go in your room, close the door, and pray. So you can see that praying is a very intimate time with the Creator, with God. So, and King David used to, if you look in Psalm 119, in Psalm 119, in verse 147, let me see, 119, 147, he says, and I anticipate the dawning of the morning. He anticipates the dawn and the morning. And I cry in childlike prayer. It says he anticipates the morning. And one of the things with King David is that with those prayers, anticipating the morning is you become a very proactive person, because the person who starts the day early in the morning and you start your day with prayer and you start your day with organizing your day from the point of view of spiritual development, then you are anticipating a successful day. You are preparing for a day that instead of reacting to everything that is happening to you, you are proactive because you're setting the day in a positive way, in a positive, like we can say, in a positive attitude. So the anticipating the morning, and how do you wake up the morning? How do you wake up the dawn? How do you wake up the sun? With your prayers. Starting your day with prayers is an amazing way to start your day, because you're starting your day with good energy. So starting your day with good energy, that means then that everything during the day is going to be beautiful. And it's not going to be beautiful because you don't have any challenges. It's going to be beautiful because you have a better attitude in how to handle anything that comes your way, because you set it up that way. And that part of the day that you can see me always happy, because that's how I start my day. I start my day with a 15-minute meditation in my bed. That's about 2:15, and then at 3 o'clock, then I'm up. And that's when I'm reading, I'm praying, I'm meditating, and memorizing scriptures, and I'm setting my day up for success. So you can find that, and if you want to get more details on that, you can go to Psalm. You can write it down, Psalm 119, verse 147, 148. So you anticipating the day, you anticipating the dawn, you anticipating the morning, and then that early day, those few minutes during the day when you wake up, those are that's a time of reflection. That's a time that you memorize. That's a time of meditation. That's a time in which, like I say, you anticipating your day, you preparing for your day. But see the difference, you prepare your day, starting your day that way, you can see that you're starting with a positive attitude. You are expecting the best. And a lot of time it's easier for us to expect the best in other people than to expect the best from, for ourselves and for our life and for our day. Also, King David, he also in Psalm 57, verse 8, he also talks about to awaken the morning. Instead of the day awakening you, you awake the sun. That's what I always said. I get up early, I wake up the sun. The sun doesn't wake me up. I wake up the sun. I wake up the dawn. I welcome the morning. And one of the mysterious thing, and why it's so mystical that early time, is because at 3 o'clock in the morning is the darkest time during the day. That's the darkest time. So as you go, as the morning keep going, then you see that the light is going to overcome darkness. And you can see that the light overcomes darkness. And the darkness is always associated with negativity, always associated with bad things. So, and it's an anticipation that you have during the day that in your darkest hours, you know the day will come. You know that the new day is going to overcome the darkness. And you can apply that to your personal life in any situation that you might be confronting. You know that the light will overcome darkness. The positive energy is going to overcome the negative energy. And that applies for everything. So you can find that in Psalm 57, verse 8. And so, what also it helps you to be a proactive person, because the opposite of of not being proactive is being reactive. You constantly reacting to the situation that is happening to you during the day. You become the victim, that person who has that victim mentality. Oh, look at what they said to me. Look at what they did to me. Look at what happened to me. And that is not a very good place to be. It's more beneficial when you have a proactive attitude. You anticipate the issues. You anticipate the problem. You prepare yourself mentally with a positive attitude as well as emotionally, because we constantly live life reacting to other people's drama or other people's situation or other people, whatever is happening in their life, because we are involved with them, then we start also contaminating our energy with their stuff. And that is not beneficial for anybody. It's not beneficial for you, number one, and it's not going to help them. Because when people are not victims, they look for solutions. Remember, I always said, you either are part of the problem or a part of the solution. And the solution in this case is to always look for being a proactive person, always looking for the solutions in every situation. So instead of saying, oh, the sun came out and the sun woke me up, I woke up because the sun came through my window. No, it should be the opposite. I wake up the sun. The sun doesn't wake me up. I wake up the sun. And you start your day on prayer, meditation, reflection, and your knees. And when you start your day in your knees, there is nothing that you cannot overcome during the day. When you start your day on your knees, I don't put my feet on the floor when I get up in the morning. I put my knees and I pray for 3 seconds. You don't have to have a prayer for 500 minutes or anything like that. God only wants from you 1 minute, 2 minutes during your day, especially the first portion of the day, because the first portion of the day is the precious one. And that is so important. When you give somebody the most, when you love somebody and you give that person the best portion of you, the same thing happens with God. The best part of you is the first few minutes when you open your eyes, when you are open to a new day, when you are open to new possibility, when you are open to new reality, when you are open to fulfill your goals and your dreams and to do the things that are important to you. That is the beauty of a new day. But we have to change the way we start our days. Most people start their day turning on the scary box. And the scary box is the TV. When you start your day turning on the scary box, then you're going to have a scary day. Because when you look and you hear the news and you see what's going on and all that kind of stuff, you thinking that the world is ending. And then you go outside your house and everything is beautiful. The birds are singing, the flowers are producing their aroma, and everything is just gorgeous and beautiful, depending where you are. But I will never recommend to anybody to start your day with a scary box, turning the TV on. It's a no. For people who are really into personal development, personal growth, one of the things that you have to clean up from your life is the TV thing, the scary box. Because the only thing you gaining with that is the molding your choices, your mind, television. They telling you a vision. They telling you how to think. They telling you how to respond. They're telling you what to eat, and you look around and there is no very nice. Okay. So another time that you find in the book of Mark, in your Bible, you can go also to Mark. If you want to get more information about this, then you can go to Mark chapter 1, verse 135. And let me see in Mark verse 135 what it's saying here about early morning. Mark, where's Mark? Yeah, okay. Matthew. Okay, Mark. And then you go to Mark chapter 1, verse 35. It says, Mark chapter 1, verse 35. And in the morning, long before daylight, he got up, Jesus, and went out to a desert place, and there he prayed early in the morning before daylight. There is something mystical. There is something beautiful. There is something magical about your prayers early in the morning. And then you can try this just to see what happened, because you will see the increase of blessings in your life. You will see the favor that comes into your life, because you're treating your life with reverence and with respect. Because most of the time, what do? We get up in the morning and we rush over here, rush over there, boom, 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 boom. And then we go in that cycle of craziness, of cuckoo-ness. And that's why then we wonder, how do I have so much stress? How things never work for me? How this is always happening to me? Then you become a victim instead of a proactive person that anticipate anything that might come your way. Okay, let's go to another portion here that we can talk. So we already said that you are the one who awake in the morning, you are the one who awake in the sun. You become this type of person proactive, that you anticipate issues, you anticipate problems, you anticipate nightmare, and then you go into a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful life. Okay. And now, to reach, for some people, that might sound weird because there are different levels of consciousness. If some people don't have that awareness, that level of, you can live in a level of consciousness, low level of consciousness, which is nothing wrong with that. It's evolvement. You keep evolving as you keep studying, and you keep preparing, and you keep doing your personal development, your body, your mind, and your spirit. Then your mind is gonna be going into different planes of reality. So you start, like, you go first grade, second grade, third grade, and then the more you study, the more you cultivate your spirit, then the more evolved you will become. And the greater your evolution, the easier it is for you to detach from the world. You don't have attachment to this world. You live in this world, but you're not attached to it. You're not a part of it. It's just like he said in Romans, he said, do not be conformed by the world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind and your attitude. So if God is telling you, do not be conformed by the world, there is something serious about that. When God is telling you, don't be conformed by the world, because what happens when you are conformed by the world, you cannot do your own thinking, because you have to mold your behavior and your attitude to the expectation that the world has set. And they're not very nice. They're not very good. Okay, so do not be conformed by the world, but be transformed. And how do you transform yourself? You transform yourself with a renewal. You have to renew your mind and your attitude. You want to make meaningful and lasting changes, then you have to renew your mind, and you need to renew your attitude. And talking about mind and attitude, if you go to my website, drjosefina.com, you can download these my CDs. And these are the dynamics of attitude. So you need to renew your attitude, and you need to renew your mind. So you can download the CD, the mind, the dynamics of attitude. God is telling you, you have to renew your mind and your attitude. And now you need to renew your mind. The mind is designed for success. You can go also, all my CDs are in my website, drjosefina.com, drjosefina.com. And then you got the mind is designed for success. So you have to renew your mind, and you need to renew your attitude. And a lot of time we wonder, how do I do it? How do I renew my mind? Well, the way we renew our mind is by changing the programming. Just the same thing that you do with your computer. You want a new programming in your computer, you delete the old programming, and you start reprogramming your computer. It's the same thing with the mind. The mind is a biological computer. So you need to delete all this negativity, delete all this information, delete all that stuff that somebody told you from the time you were born, and start reprogramming yourself with changing your mind and changing your attitude. These are two things. Now, how do I change my mind? So in this CD, the mind is designed for success. you find all of what is the mind, what is the subconscious mind, what is the creative subconscious. So you have everything in this one. And then you need this affirmation CD. And these affirmation CD are probably the best affirmation CD that you're gonna find. Because once you delete the programming from your mind, you have to reprogram the mind. And you have to reprogram your mind with new information. And that new information is your affirmation. You have to make affirmation. You don't have to get mine, but minds are the best affirmation and they're complete. Body, mind, and spirit and financial affirmation in which you're gonna grow, you're gonna transform yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. So those are the things that you will achieve by renewing your mind through changing. Do not be conformed by the world, or renew your mind and your attitude. So you have you have the dynamics of attitude CD. You had a mind is designed for success, because your mind, you were designed for success. And this is the thing that we have. We go through this life suffering and lacking and not having the thing that we deserve, that we are born to achieve, because we don't know how the mind works. It's like we had this beautiful automobile. You have this beautiful Lamborghini. You have this beautiful car, but you don't read the manual. You have this beautiful refrigerator, whatever, but we don't read the manual. And the same thing, we don't know how we work. We don't know how the mind works, because nobody teaches you that in school. When you went to school, high school, elementary school, nobody talks about the power of the mind. Nobody tells you how you program your mind. Nobody tells you that if you have a negative self-talk, that information is going to be imprinted at the subconscious level, and your behavior is going to be according to your thinking, that your behavior is going to be according to whatever you have programmed at the subconscious level. So you need to get with it. You need to get with it, because this is the only way that you can develop mentally, physically, and spiritually. I repeat, you find my CDs in my website, drjosefina.com. So, and this is the beautiful thing, because we are co-creators with God. We are co-creators. You have to participate. God he says it. I have a beautiful plan for you. In Isaiah, in Jeremiah, because I know the thoughts and plans that I have for you. My thought in Isaiah. My thought, I know your thought. Neither your ways are my way, because my ways are, this is God talking. And then the only thing you have to embrace it, you have to affiliate. You have to declare and tell God, I want you to partner with me. I want you to be my companion in this project. I know you have a plan for me. I know you have greater things waiting for me. I want to be a part of it. And you participate and you start obeying. At the moment you start obeying and you start participating and inviting God to help you to achieve his purpose, because you're not into this world to achieve your purpose. That's what you think. But when you change your mentality, and sooner or later you will change your mentality. Because years ago, when in my 40s, I thought it was me doing everything. Oh, my goal setting, I've been doing this for ever, all my life. So I thought it was me. But then as time goes on, I realized it hasn't been me. It has been a power, an energy, a force bigger and greater than me. So you have to associate with God instead of associating with negative people, instead of wasting your time in social media, doing the things that are really not bringing any benefit to you. Start working in a relationship with your higher energy, with your higher power, with God, with Jesus, with the Holy Spirit. I mean, my best friend is the Holy Spirit. I mean, those are three alliance that you have that you will never, ever, ever, ever fail. Never happen. But you have to recognize, you have to believe that you are co-creator with God, that God has a plan for you, that he has things that he wants you to do, that every morning you start your day with with a way of thankfulness. Regardless in what situation you find yourself right now, you start giving thanks. And what happened is, if you have nothing right now, and every morning when you wake up in the morning, you say, thank you, Lord, for this beautiful brand new day. Please teach me, guide me, show me what to do, show me what to say, show me what to do. Even though you know you gotta go to work, you know all that stuff. But when you start your day like that, giving thanks for a new day, just giving thanks for a new day, you will get more blessings. And you will, because God wants you to have more. God will give you more, so you do more blessings. Do you get that? When you start giving thanks and appreciating everything that you have, and that's part of the reason why I'm being so successful in my life. And I'm talking about personal success. I'm not talking about fame, and I'm not talking about money, which is good too. But I'm talking about personal success in which you have a sense of peace, a sense of contentment, and a sense of meaning. That your life has meaning. Why? Because if you have my book number 1, you find this in my book number 1. You got my book number 1, Vibrant at Any Age. I have 5 books, and all the books are in Amazon. You will read here in this book. This is my first book. So this is the foundation of everything. You find that in what people will call poverty and lacking, I was happy, I was thankful, I was grateful that we had a piece of bread. I remember going to school and I only have a piece of bread for lunch, and all the other kids will have bread with cheese and ham. I have only a piece of bread. And I was thankful for that piece of bread. When I had to wash the clothes by hand and my hands will bleed, I was singing, doing those chores. I never, ever, ever, ever felt poor, because the real poverty is the spiritual one. You can have a lot of things. You can have material things. But if you poor spiritually, you have nothing. When you don't have goals, when you have dreams, when you don't have things that you want to achieve, when you are not connected with your real self, when you don't give yourself those moments of solitude, and we're going to talk about a little bit in a few minutes about that, when you don't allow yourself to have that moment of prayer, that moment of solitude, that moment of humility, that moment of humbleness, you become an arrogant person. And arrogance, being arrogant and thinking that you are the queen of the world, like some people that you probably know in social media, you're in trouble because your attitude speaks so loud that we cannot hear what you're saying. Remember that saying? So you are co-creator. So you have to participate. You have to align yourself with God. Your alliances with God. Be friends. Be friends. Speak to God the way you speak to your best friend. God is my best friend. I from 3 o'clock in the morning until the sunrise, I'm speaking to God. I'm listening. I'm listening. Sometimes I talk. Sometimes I pray. Sometimes I cry. But from 3 o'clock in the morning until the sunrise, that's my time with God. That's my spiritual work. I'm not saying you have to be from 3 o'clock in the morning to sunrise. No, what I do is not what you have to do. But what I'm just saying, God wants 1 minute. 30 seconds, because I know you start with 30 seconds and it goes into 1 minute. And from 1 minute, you feel such a reward. You feel such a sense of greatness. You feel such a sense of happiness that you go into 2 minutes. And you do it naturally, easily, effortlessly, spontaneously. It's not something that you make yourself to do. And when you start doing it from that perspective, you will see countless blessings, favors, things that start happening to you that it blows your mind. If I tell you the thing that happens to me every single day, it just blows my mind, because I see the power, the energy that you have, and we all have. The only difference between you and I is that I obey. I obey and I have faith and I believe. I don't doubt. I don't doubt that God works for me. I don't doubt that God always carries me. I don't have any doubt. Why? Because my experience, when you had a vividness, you have the experience, you feel it, you see the miracle, you see that. The other day I told you guys, on Monday I did this in Spanish, and I had a dream about eggs. And I told you guys, oh, I had a dream about eggs and the eggs were broken. And then that day, and I know something about the eggs, what's going to happen. Well, I go to the supermarket and I see 2 dozens of egg, a carton of 2 dozens of egg. Let me calm down. A carton of 2 dozens of eggs. And it was like $3 and few cents. And I say, it can be, because eggs are like $10 right now. So I got it and I look again and I check again and I check again to make sure, And then I see one of the workers there and I say, hey, can you please tell me, can you check this? Here, look, I got these eggs from here and look at the price, it's $3 and few cents. And I think that's not right. And he said, yeah, no, but but the price, it was right there. So I said, yeah, I want you to check, because I don't want to go to the cashier and then they take the eggs and then I have to return that kind of thing. I didn't want that. So he said, well, no, if you take it to the cashier, they will give it to you for free because they put it in the wrong place. So at the end of the day, and I said to him, because I wanted to make sure I have a witness, not that I'm making this up. I said, can you come with me? He comes with me. And then, of course, they check. Yeah, and I got the eggs for free. And I had the night before dreaming about eggs. But things like that, it sounds like a little, like not a big deal, but it's a big deal, because the miracle, there is no small, or there is no that miracles are small. There is no small or big miracle. All the miracles are the same, huge. So, but I'm telling you that vignette because that is a way in which you see the miracle, you see the manifestation. Wherever you go, people go out of their way to help you. So that is about becoming co-creator with God. You have to believe. God wants you to participate in your growth. God doesn't want to make you do this and you praying and you pray and you don't do anything. Remember what it says? Faith without action is nothing. It's just like salt that loses the saltiness. It's good for nothing. When the salt loses the saltiness, you have to throw it away because it's good for nothing. So you don't want to lose your salt. You want to be, like he said, you are the light of the world. You are the salt of the earth. So you choose, but you have to believe. You have to choose. You have to invite God to be a part of your destiny. And that's what we have in this book, book number 5, your divine destiny, vibrant destiny, your divine destiny. Because you have to invite. You have to. God is not an intruder. That's one thing I know about God. He said, knock, seek, ask. Knock, seek, ask. And you have to keep on knocking and you have to keep on asking. And sometimes God is knocking at your door and you don't open the door. How many times God has knocked on your door and your lack of faith and your lack of trust hands him away, send him away. You don't open the door. You have to open your heart. You have to spread your wings and you have to take the flight of your life. Stop the fear. Stop the stupidity. Stop being molded by the world. You keep doing the worldly thing, you will be a worldly person. You will never reach the potential of divine destiny, your divinity. You then are missing the most beautiful part of your life, which is your divine self. Then you have divine finances. You have a divine partnership. Have a divine partnership with God. It's so freaking easy, people. A divine partnership with a man or with a woman. What about divine partnership with God? A man or a woman is going to leave you. Sooner or later, they walk away from you. Period. And God said, I will never leave you or forsake you. You have to have faith in anyone, You better have faith in God and stop being so fearful. Remember, God didn't give us the spirit of fear. He gave us the spirit of love, the spirit of love, power, self-esteem, and self-control. Okay, I think I stop here for a few minutes and take read. Josefina, me encantan tus videos. Gracias, Olga. Great subject for the talk, Josefina. Yeah, Erica, love the outfit, by the way. Thank you. Thank you, Catalina. Not all places do that. Do what? Okay. Do you have any question about starting your day with a power act? Starting your day with a power act. Any questions about that? Thank you for the time. I love you. Oh, thank you. Okay, any questions about this? And I'm going to talk a little bit about solitude. What about that? If you have a question about this subject, then I keep talking about that. But if you don't, then I talk a little bit about my second thing today, which is a solitude. They are connected. You know, everything is interconnected. So, a power act. Good question. The question is example of a power act. A power act. You get up in the morning, you open your eyes, and you pray. That's a power act. A power act that you need to, another power act. That's the first one. That's the most important one. Starting your day in prayer, and your knees, giving thanks, expecting an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, powerful day, that everything for you is going to work out perfectly. And you declaring that. That's a power act. See, because you put in the energy into this early first minutes of your day, you put in this energy. That's a power act. Another power act that you need to go to the gym. And you go to the gym time, happy hour. You know, because when people go out for dinner and they go to the bar, oh, happy hour, and everybody gets drunk. But nobody gets drunk and muscle. You have to be muscle drunk. And that's what I call it, happy hour. Gym time, happy hour. That's a power act. A power act is when you make promises to yourself and you fulfill the promises that you make to yourself. That's a power act. Another power act is when you respect yourself, when you treat yourself nice, when you love yourself, when you appreciate yourself, when you talk to yourself beautifully, just the same way you will talk to your best friend, that's the way you talk to yourself. That's a power act. A power act is the love, respect, and greatness that you feel, that you have, and that you practice them. See, because a lot of times we have the information, but we don't apply the information. And the application of the information is the power act. So you have great information with you. You know how to eat right, but we don't do it. We know that we need to exercise, but we won't do it. We know that we need to rest, but we won't do it. You know what I mean? So having the information is no power. The power is in the application of the information. Pow! Wow. Great question. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You are a great speaker. Thank you so much. Okay, secondly, saw your picture and your YouTube makes me happy. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Choi. Bravo, exactly. Bravo, bravo. Applause. We are hot. We are on fire. Okay, let me see if I see any question here in Instagram. Okay, ¿cómo te queremos? Tengo 61 años. Yes, lunes en español, los miércoles, pero hoy es jueves en English. Okay, I didn't do yesterday because of big storm, lightning and thunder. I shared a video, so you probably saw it. En Chile, hola Chile, míralo. Gracias, mi cielo. I love you too. Okay, any other question? So do you want me to touch a little bit about Saludo? Oh, well, I'm not talking about that today. I'm talking about Power Act and Solitud. Anybody wants to hear a little bit? Saludos desde España. Hola, guapa. Hola. Coffee and cake. Miércoles, viernes en español. Lunes en español, yes. Lunes en español y los miércoles es en inglés, pero ayer había una tormenta y no lo podía hacer. And yesterday we had a big storm. Liliana, hola, good morning, good afternoon. Okay, so nobody is saying anything. I'm in mute. Oh, thank you, Guli. Thank you so much. I love your English. It's very elegant. Oh my God, thank you, Dana, thank you so much. Thank you, Queen, Seth Perry. You guys are amazing. I live by myself and people don't believe that I enjoy my, oh my God. Okay, so Audi, Azul Canela. Azul Canela says, I live by myself and people don't believe that he or she enjoys it. Azul Canela. Okay, beautiful, because this is the thing that happens when when you are going, let's do a transition between what we were saying, do not be conformed by the world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind and your attitude. Let me read this quote to you. Let me calm down first, and let me read this quote to you that it has to do with what the comment that you just made about being in solitude, because it's a big difference between solitude and loneliness. People confuse that. Solitude is all about growth. And people who don't practice solitude, they're in trouble because they never get to know themselves. When I am among the many, listen to this. When I am among the many, I live as the many do. When you live with other people, you are going to be doing what other people do. And I do not think as I really think. And then what happens is you don't think the way you think when you are with other people, because you have to mold yourself to them. And this is why I always by myself, because long time ago I understood that if you hanging out with somebody, you have to conform to what they want to do, or they feel in the bad mood. What do you want to eat? Where do you want to go? At what time? It's just like crazy. And we talk about that more. And I'm not saying you need to have relationship with other people, okay? And that's why we have book number 3. And this book number 3, that's okay. Okay, and that's what we have in book number 3. It's about relationships. So, and I do not think as I really think. After a time, it always seems as though they want to banish me from myself and rob me of my soul. And then, I then require the desert so as to grow good again. So when you are with other people constantly, that you don't take time for yourself, and that's what's so important with the Power Act early in the morning, and that's how I spend from 3 o'clock in the morning, from the time I wake up in the morning until sunrise. I don't talk to anybody. I don't see anybody. It even bothers me, people in the morning, some people that walk early in the morning, good morning. I don't want to say good morning. I don't want to talk. You understand that? Because it's a time of solitude. And I don't want to hear any human voice. The only voice I want to hear in the morning is God's voice. And that's all I want. I don't want to hear anybody. Because what happens when you connect with people early in the morning, what are they talking about? Early in the morning, it's early in the morning. Nothing has happened yet. Nothing. It's a brand new day. And then what happened? They're talking. And I hear people talking in the morning and they talking about yesterday because nothing happened yet. And if nothing happened yet, you have nothing to say at 5 o'clock in the morning, at 6 o'clock in the morning, at 7 o'clock in the morning. You're just starting your day. And this is what this Friedrich Nietzsche said, when I am among the many, I live as the many do. Cuando tú estás entre mucha gente, tú estás viviendo como viven los demás. Entonces I went into Spanish. So you're living like somebody else. So what happened, they start molding you. They start restriction. They put restrictions on you. So to live by yourself, going back to you, when you spend time in solitude, solitude promotes greatness. Solitude, don't be afraid of solitude. Remember, solitude and loneliness have nothing to do one with the other. They're totally different. But the solitude promotes greatness, promotes personal growth, promotes development, promotes that you start getting to know yourself. And part of the reason why some people go through life lost, just like the snowflake. If the wind goes to the north, they go to the north. If the wind moves to the south, they go to the south. So because they don't spend time, the only way that you can discover who you are is in solitude. You cannot discover who you are just surrounded by noise constantly, entertainment, distractions. And then they tell you to do this and to be like that and to dress like that and to speak like that. And it's amazing how they program you, how they control you. To be, and this is some of the qualities of people who to live alone, one must be either a beast or God. To have a sense of peacefulness, that sense of quietness, you either a beast or you are God. Aristotle said that. That is a saying by Aristotle. The philosopher Aristotle, en español es Aristóteles, me gusta más de Aristotle. He said that to live alone, one must be either a beast, or a God. Both. You have to be both. Loneliness is one thing, solitude is another thing. Loneliness is one thing, solitude is great philosophers. They found that inspiration. Even Jesus, when Jesus spent 40 days in the desert and he was developing his craft, and the devil kept tempting him, 40 days in solitude. Why? Because in the solitude is that awareness of who you are, your essence. You find your essence in those moments of solitude. When you are constantly surrounded by other people a lot of time means hell. Other people is hell. Hell, Hell, hell is other people. Because they have dramas, they have nightmares, they have emotional instability, they have issues. I don't know if that happened to you. When you're by yourself, you don't have any drama, right? When you start associating with other people, it's drama. The economy, whatever. Anyway, so let me go back to page number 1. Solitude is an experiential situation in which other people are absent. Example, like I said, Jesus spent 40 days in solitude, only the devil tempting him. Moses, Lao Zedong, and many, Waldo Emerson, great philosopher, great inventors. These people, to get in touch with their creativity, they have to go into solitude, because I don't know how to put it in better in a better way. Because imagine when you by yourself, you really okay. So for some people, might be difficult because they're afraid to confront themselves. They're afraid to find out. But you don't need to be afraid of being alone with you, because that's when you're gonna discover. That's when you really going to connect with your essence, because the essence that you had developed is the essence that the world tells you, and that is not an essence. That's your personality. That is your personality. And essence are your own values. That you dance at your own rhythm. You make your own choices. You don't do things because the whole society is doing it. You don't become a follower. You are the leader of your life. Who's leading your life? I remember when that thing happened over here. Everybody was like this. Well, you know what I mean? I don't want to say it like that. I never did it. I never did it because I thought it was insane. It was an insanity. I never did this. Never. Insanity. Because nobody should have a saying on my health, my body, my being. I know myself. But that sense of clarity and confidence come from knowing your essence, knowing who you are. And the only way, I'm going to say that, and I'm going to keep saying that until I'm dead, the only way to get that connection with your essence, where your divinity is by time of solitude, time in prayer, time connecting with something bigger and greater than yourself. When you do that, when you have that time, that solitude, that time of being on your own by yourself, your value system changes. You're gonna see a shift. Your paradigm and how you see the world will shift, will change. And one of the greatest benefits of solitude is that you discover who you are and you become that person. In solitude, only in solitude, you discover who you are. And when you discover who you are, you want to become that person because you like it so much. And then you do everything because you love it. Like some people say to me, oh, well, how can I like the gym? You gotta love it. You don't like it because I go, because I like it. You have to love it. But those are the values that you will discover about yourself by spending time in solitude with you. A man can be himself only so as long as he is by himself. Of course, this should go for men and a woman. And he does not love solitude. If you don't love solitude, you will never have freedom. When you're the type of person who has to be attached to the hip, to somebody or something or a place, you will never find freedom. You will never find freedom. There are people who never experience freedom. Freedom. You know what freedom is? That you take a chance. You open your heart, spread your wings, and take the flight of your life. Most people go from mom to the wife or to the husband, and I'm not saying anything wrong with that. Everybody has a different destiny, okay? But the freedom, the experiential experiences of doing and being and just this self-discovery, personal development. You cannot, if you don't experience that solitude on your own, you cannot be your own person. That anybody who wants to correct me, I take it. But I do believe that if you don't know who you are, you can never become your own person. And if you never had the time to be on your own, I mean, I came to this country on my own. No money, no language, no English, no friends, no connections. But it has the greatest experience of my life. I will not change it for anything. Nothing, the unknown, the self-discovery. I discover things that I can do that never have thought in my head if I didn't make those choices. The same thing happened with bodybuilding. I went into the sport of bodybuilding not knowing what it was. When I started writing my books, I started writing not knowing how to write. But as you go through the process and you give yourself the opportunity and the freedom to be, to do, and to have, you become the most amazing creature in the planet. You are, because you are. And it doesn't matter who recognizes it. It doesn't matter. It matters to you because you live with yourself 24/7. You live with yourself. And that's the thing. The most important person you will live forever is with you. And if you don't like yourself, and you're always miserable, and you're always unhappy, and you're always looking for something else, always in that search, never finding contentment and happiness. It's crazy stuff. It's crazy. Okay, let me keep on going. So a person cannot be himself. You can only do this, find yourself by being free, but practicing solitude. And how? Okay, maybe when I'm talking about practicing solitude, it's just few minutes during the day. You don't need 3-4 hours. And every opportunity that you have to be by yourself, be by yourself. Get in your room. So you find a way. When you constantly surrounded by people, you have social constraints. Society constrains you. Society wants to limit you. So society has expectations about you. Example, in this book, my first book, if you read it, if you have it, and if you don't have it, please go to Amazon and order my 5 books. In this book, you're going to read about the expectation that in my family, especially my grandmother, had about me. Because in my society years ago, once you turn 20, you need to get married. And my grandmother will tell me that I needed to get married because an old lady, a single, an old maid is too ugly. And my grandmother putting the pressure on me to get married. But I knew that was not my destiny. I didn't want to get married. I didn't want to have kids then. I wanted to go to school. I wanted to go to school. And you find a beautiful, beautiful story here in this book in which society constrains you. They want to tell you what to do. And unfortunately, most people fall into that. Most people don't have the courage, the audacity to say no. I say no to you, but I say yes to myself. I say no to you, but I say yes to my goals. I say no to you, but I say yes to my dreams. I say no to you, but I said yes to my destiny. That's what life is all about. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Okay. They put a constraint, a structure. The structure of my society was like a certain age, you have to get married and you have to don't go to school anymore. It's time to get married. And also, what you're gonna find out when you're hanging out with people that emotional state constrain your own personal experience. If you go out with your friends, or let's say with your friend, and the friend has a drama, an issue, you get contaminated. And let me clarify this. There is time for everything, okay? You have your friend, you listen to your friend, you talk to your friend, but you have to have limits. You have to have boundaries. You cannot tolerate this all the time. Example, I used to have friends in which every time we would go out for coffee. And then, okay, in the beginning, they got their phone and they're looking at the phone and reading at the phone and the phone. And okay, once, twice, 3 times. But the 4th time, I didn't hang out with these people anymore. Because it's if I'm there with you having coffee, let's talk about coffee. Let's not, So I'm saying that because their emotional, their emotional state is going to affect you. So, but you decide whether you're going to take it or not. You're going to decide if I'm going to keep hanging out with people who are constantly on their phone. We cannot have a complete sentence. We cannot finish a conversation because it's about the phone. Or it's about reading to me the texting between you and your girlfriend or you and your boyfriend. I don't care about that. I don't care. Hello, baby. Hi, baby. How are you, baby? Hello, baby. Hello, baby. That is so freaking boring. So I stopped hanging out with them because I value my time, I value my energy, and definitely I value my coffee. It's very expensive. Okay. Wow. Okay. Now, and this is another case. If they are not having fun, you can have fun. If they don't have fun, because they contaminating you. If I can get them now, if you can get them to have fun, then if they're having fun, that is not fun because now it's work. You have to work to entertain them. It's a nightmare. So getting them to have fun, like people will hang out with you because you are a light person, you're a happy person, and they just want you to entertain them. Well, that gets old too. Because, if you don't have your own energy, you cannot have your own creativity, your own fun. If you cannot make me laugh, and you cannot do, it's a two-way street. If it is one way, it's a dead end. There can be fun getting them to have fun. Okay, beautiful. Now, let me go here and finish. Okay, so when you practice solitude, when you have that ritual of practicing your solitude, then that's an introduction to the truth. What truth? Your truth, your values, your essence, who you are, your divine destiny, your purpose, the meaning of your life. I work at exactly. Yes, exactly. Especially in a bar. I mean, because everybody goes there to dump it on you. Everybody goes there to dump it on you. Yes, absolutely. And then you can be in a zen mode. You can be in the zone. You can be how do you say, like, you can be um when you are focused, in the zone. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, let me see question. Oh, me voy con mi perro y nos vamos a correr. Bye, Ignacio. Con personas que tienen la misma mentalidad. Amén, estoy tan casada de lo mismo, doctora. Every Sunday I go to church, service visiting the library because love read, book. I also love live here. Yes, Johnny. Okay. I will make sure to stay single and be. Well, especially for a certain time, because it's time for everything. Why would you want to get married at 30 or 20, especially a man, anybody? Yeah. I can see more the pressure in the woman because, she wants to have baby. But somebody in their 30s to having those kind of attachment, that kind of responsibility is very serious. Live your life first. Grow, develop, work, study, do things, go all over the place, do the thing that you are meant to do. And then you have time to raise a family and to settle down like dust. Because the only thing who settle down is dust. And dust. Yeah, absolutely. Well, how old are you? I didn't have my kids until I was almost 40. And they're fine. Okay, are we done? Okay, so we talk about starting your day with a power act. Tell me your age, and then we talk about the power of solitude. Practicing solitude is another power act. Make sense? Practicing solitude is a power act. And solitude can be 5 minutes, 3 minutes, go for a walk, go, driving, the time that you drive from work, home, that kind of thing. Okay, so anything. Okay, I'm gonna say goodbye with here in YouTube. I will make her. Okay, I read you. Anything else? Okay, I'm getting ready. Okay, me too. I'm getting okay. Remember, all my books are in Amazon. The books are Vibrant at Any Age. It's a collection of Vibrant at Any Age books. You go in Amazon and you order books. And if you want, you also can go to my website when you're downloading my CDs, and the link to Amazon is in my website, drjosefina.com. You find everything there. Life is great. Life is beautiful. I am getting, okay, Urdaneta, thank you so much. Thank you for all the information and light. I will, thank you so much. Thank you for the following. Thank you for the hearts. And thank you for the like and share. Like and share. Share the wealth, right? Can you tell on the spiritual meaning of 3 a.m.? Yeah, the spiritual, good question. The spiritual meaning of 3 a.m. is number one, that traditionally by the sages throughout history, they have been practicing that. Reason number one is because the darkest moment during the day. So at 3 a.m. is the darkest moment. And which darkness is always associated with negative, bad thing, the dark. People are scared of the dark. And then what happened as the light starts coming out, light is overcoming darkness. And a lot of it's like you are expecting the new day with your prayers and your praying and meditating. So that is the moment, it's a crucial moment in the day. Like the day, the light is overcoming darkness, and you awaken the dawn and the sun by your prayers. And that makes you a proactive person. Instead of becoming the person who says, the sun woke me up, I awaken the sun. I awaken the dawn. I welcome the dawn. And you expect so. And traditionally, that has been the hour in which another meaning that it has. You can Google it, but it's different meanings. Like that's the time of prayer. Like Jesus will pray at 3 o'clock in the morning, and most people say that that's the hour of God's time. That's the time, the early morning hour. That's just before the dawn conquers darkness. And this is the fight that always light is always overcoming darkness. And the light will always, always, always overcome darkness. And that's the symbolic portion of that. So Jesus will pray at 3 a.m. King David also will awaken. I don't know if you saw the video from the beginning, but we have it. You can go in Psalm 119, verse 147 through 148. You can read David talking about awaken in the morning, praying in the morning, awakening before the day comes. I'm awakened in the morning. So David did that a lot, along with Jesus, Moses, and great philosophers, great inventors. A lot of people with wisdom do that. And so, and that one thing that happened in my case is working with people in social media. People started telling me, and I know that people who work diligently in themselves, and they started saying to me, Doctora, why am I awakening at 3 o'clock in the morning? And this is my take. My take is, once you start working in your spiritual development, automatically you will start awakening at 3 o'clock in the morning, because your soul, your spirit is craving food. The same way that you crave food in the morning for your breakfast, your spirit is craving the food. And because that's a sacred time, that's the time you wake up. So you can do your prayers and you can go back to sleep. You don't have to get up like me, you know. Because I have a different way, but any way that you can do it yourself will work for you beautifully. So that is the meaning of the 3 o'clock in the morning. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time of the day. The silence, the solitude, and also you find the solitude at that moment because everybody's sleeping. Everybody's sleeping. Nobody is up. Everybody's sleeping except people who are cleaning the street. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for praying for me. I pray for you guys every single morning. As soon as I wake up in the morning, my prayer for me, from me to God for you, I ask God that you feel his presence. I'm not asking God for you to have money and for you to have this and for you to have God. I ask the Lord, please I want my prayer for all my followers is that they feel your presence. Because once you feel the presence, there is no going back. Because it's an experience. You're living it, you're feeling it, you're flavoring, you're tasting it, you're smelling it. It's just amazing. Synchronicity. Okay. Okay, now, ciao. Bye. You too. I love my friends. Thank you so much. One more time. I say pow, you say wow. Pow. Wow. Okay, we are done here on YouTube.